Sudan News Roundup, read by Ammar Saeed. Sudanese Army Force SAF broadcast pictures on Telegram of the head of the Consular Commander-Chief of the Sudanese Army Force, First Lieutenant General Abdul Fattah al-Burhan, on the front lines of the fighting in Jazeera State, in preparation for what it described as a major attacks on the state to liberate from the rebels. Secretary General of the United Nations Grace strongly commended the recent attacks launched by the rebel militia support forces on unarmed citizens in Jazeera State. In a statement, Gada said that he was abided by report of killing of a large number of civilians in these attacks. The government of Sudan has filed a complaint against Chad to the African Commission on Human Rights for violating the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The Sudanese delegate to the committee said that the complaint contained evidence proving that Chad involvement in the rebels militia, which led to crimes against humanity committed by the militia in the country. Member of the Council's First Lieutenant General Yasir al-Ata denied the news about the resigning of the Finance Minister, Mr. Jibril Ibrahim, while addressing a crowd of troops. The features of the post-war government affirming that it will be formed who stood with the army in the war, adding that they would ask the army to go, then they would go. Darfur Regional Governor, Mr. Munnawi, announced the crimes of the militias in northern Khartoum against the citizens of some areas, described in a post in his Facebook as a preaching of the horror of what happened in Wad al-Nura and As-Siriha. Heads of Consular Affairs General Abdul Fattah al-Burhan issued yesterday potential decrees according to which in a limited mysterious reshuffle took place. The consular media said the decrees include the event of ministers of foreign affairs, information, foreign trade and religious affairs, and also include assigning Ambassador Ali Yusuf as a Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Khalid Ali Aisir as Minister of Culture and Information, Omar Bakhit Ahmed Adam as the Minister of Religious Affairs, and endowment Mr. Umar Ahmed Banfair as a Ministry of Trade and Supply. Head of Consular Affairs General Abdul Fattah al-Burhan held talks with his brother Egyptian President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi at the International Conference Hall in Cairo on the sidelines of the World European Forum. The meeting discussed the situation in Sudan and the bilateral relation between the two countries and means of supporting it, beside the joint cooperation in all fields. For his part, President al-Sisi declared his country institution to remove all obstacles of facing Sudanese in Egypt, especially students, and facilitate all procedures related to Sudanese, praising the internal relation between the two Brazilian peoples. Head of the Council, First Lieutenant General, received an invitation from the Saudi King Salman bin Abdul Aziz to visit Saudi Arabia. This came during the reception yesterday in Port Sudan. The Saudi Deputy Foreign Minister Walid Abdul Karim. The meeting discussed the causes of the Sudanese-Saudi relation and the ways to support and enhance them. The permanent representative of Sudan to the United Nations in Geneva, Ambassador Hassan Hamid, received in his office yesterday morning Raouf Mazu, Assistant High Commissioner for the Refugees, occupied by the official in charge of the Sudan file in the organization. The ambassador reviewed the development in the humanitarian situation and the increases in displacement rates as the result of the militia attacks. He complained about the weak response of the international community to the needs of the refugees. On the side of the participation of the World Forum in Cairo, Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Ali Youssef discussed with his counterpart, the Egyptian Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdul Ati, means of overcoming the problem that facing the Sudanese in Egypt. For his part, the Egyptian minister affirmed that Egyptian firms and supportive positions to Sudanese in all firms. In another context, the ministry expected that the end of the war would be within 2 or 3 months, with a sweeping victory from the army over the militia. This came during his press statement yesterday in Port Sudan. The Sudan News Roundup, read by Ammar Saeed.